the screen on top said, "Warning: enemy making a comeback." Some of you may not be familiar with the NFL, but in the NFL, there's a specific thing called read and react. In other words, the defensive player reads the play and then reacts. Now, there's several schools of thought. Some people don't like this because it's too slow. Like first of all, you have to correctly diagnose what the play is, and then get your body over in position to do something about it. It doesn't do any good to recognize what it is if you're 20 yards away. You can't affect it. So a lot of defensive coordinators don't want their players to read and react. They want them to just run the play that was called no matter what happens, right? Because the defensive coordinator thinks he knows best. I don't know. My point is, though, when confronted with, this is the first time I'm ever going to try to do a reaction to a subtitled piece of work. There's no dub. It's in the original language, and it's just subtitles. So we're going to find out if I can read and react. I don't think it's going to go very well because I don't think I can talk and read at the same time. I know I can listen and read at the same time. But I don't know if I can talk and read at the same time. We're going to find out. This may be the shortest reaction ever. I mean, I'll be able to pause and react to some shit. But we'll just have to see how this goes. I have no idea. I've never tried it before. But this is another Tier 4 Patreon demand by Klaus. And it's My Conquest is the Sea of Stars. Apparently it's some kind of really epic story. Just when I was looking for where to find this so that I could watch it, I was trying to avoid spoilers, but I was just seeing people talk about it, and there's a lot of stuff on the internet about it. And apparently there's even been a reboot or something, because this is from 1988, a long time ago. And so a lot of people apparently love this, and this is another one of these classics. Just like Princess Mononoke or whatever was like apparently one of the best animated films ever, if not the best animated film ever. That's apparently is a consensus. That's what I found out since watching it. So this is going to be another classic apparently. But let's go ahead and get into this shit and just see how it goes. Man, this font is really hard to read. I assume it's in English. Maybe it's not in English. I can't tell. Well, hopefully it's nothing important. Because I can't read it. That's true. History of mankind is the history of war. Well, I want to push back on what he's saying there a little bit. Here's the thing. War is an extension of politics. And people love to isolate war as just its own thing by itself. Like it just happens. Oh, look, here, we just stumbled across a war. War is an extension of politics. In politics, you want something. The other side won't give it to you. So then you declare war so you can take it. That's what it's about. It's not just fighting to fight. I think fighting to fight is what we did maybe back when we were cavemen. But every war since then, it's not just, hey, let's go kill something today. No, they want something. They want oil. They want territory. They want women. They want riches. They want food. Whatever it is, they want something. The other side won't give it to them, so then they take it. So I think they're confusing war with like random violence from individuals, man. That's what I think it is. A lot of people do that. So really, the issue is politics. Stop wanting shit that's not yours. Or if you can't trade for it, then just stop wanting it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just about, like, oh, look at this random war we ran into, So if we were to say what the underlying issue is, we'd have to say that it's wanting shit. Just constantly wanting more shit. Never being content with what you have. Palace politics. Petty palace politics. I just paused it. He brought up a good point. They've now been at war for decades. Okay, so at that point, it's no longer about what you wanted. Now it's about revenge. There can be a point, like we start a war, I want your oil. Okay. I don't get it. We just keep fighting because you're stronger than I thought you were. So we're fighting, and it just keeps going on and on and on. You blow up one of my bases. Now I'm mad, so I got to pay you back. So then I blow up one of your cities. Well, now you're mad about the city being blown up, so there's no way you're going to sue for peace. So then you blow up 2 more of my bases. That really pissed me off, so I blew up another one of your cities. So it can't perpetuate. That is true. It can't perpetuate. And then it can be not about what you want, other than what you want is feral vengeance. It can be about vengeance at that point. So that's understandable. But it still started with that initial thing where you wanted something. And so you started a war to take it. So my premise stands, but like there definitely shit can evolve beyond that, right? Where then it could be like, God damn, man, we're just fighting. We can't stop this circle of violence. I totally get that. And a new war can be started because an old war ended 10 years ago. You know, kind of like, World War One, World War Two started for a lot of reasons, and there was a lot of greed there. Don't get me wrong, but then it was also because of World War One. You know, there's a lot of people had a lot of resentment because of the way that ended. So that can also happen. But World War One started because of greed. So if you go back far enough, you're going to find greed. Is my point. But I do agree. Sometimes there can be a lot more involved in that.
構うな。我々の目的はまず要塞に到着することだ。
Ignore the enemy. That's a bold strategy.
遠征艦隊であろうとも戦いのために存在する。遠征艦隊を直ちにその惑星に向かわせろ。
Well, someone gonna be mad about that shit.
招かれざる客というものは門に入る前に消えてもらうのが一番ありがたい。
Well, the battle lines are very clearly being drawn, that's for sure. The design of these ships reminds me of Colonial Vipers. Man, they're really obsessed with this skirt shit, man. Damn, I know it's 1988, but goddamn, man. I'm not saying I don't get it. I get it. But what I am saying is goddamn, man.
What, is
he gonna blow it up? He sounds excited about that helium. Dude, eyes on the road. I need to start taking a drink every time they mention a skirt. How dare you say that? Anybody has to say they're in command, they're not in command. Yeah, shut the fuck up, minion. Go clean the trains. Man, he was butthurt as a motherfucker. Stay alert, motherfucker. Wait, you pissed in this. I like these ship designs. Because they're not trying to be cool. They look like functional designs. Not, ooh, this is aesthetically pleasing, you know? Doesn't look like your little pea shooters are doing anything. He's mad, motherfucker. He's up to something. Essentially, I've seen a lot of sci-fi battles. Let me pause this shit. I've seen a lot of sci-fi battles in my time. A lot. First of all, the fact that they're fighting in orbit rather than just in space is interesting. You know? Because the one fleet's been hiding in the gas giant, the other one approaching the gas giant. That's interesting. You don't typically see that. You typically see them in the dead of space, right? Between the planets. So that's interesting. I feel like that's something we would actually do, right? Human beings. The other thing is that their fire is it's having an effect on the local climate. I've never seen that done before either. It's almost like they're taking real world physics, like, naval battles, and apply it to space, and that can be good or bad. Like, you don't want to have two-dimensional thinking. For instance, it's all the ships are kind of like this, when they'd be all over the place. Like, say this is the normal orientation. It might be like this, and this ship could be like this. So one is sideways, and, because it's space, it doesn't matter. You don't have gravity pulling on the bottom of every ship, so all the ships are on the same plane, right? Like in the Navy, everybody's vertical. Like, everybody's like standing like this, and the decks are like this, unless the ship's capsizing. In space, they could be any kind of fucking angle, and you don't really see that too often, and you should. Like, when you're constructing sci-fi battles with your CGI or whatever, you're a filmmaker, you're a writer, they should be all kinds of bizarre angles with each other. And I'm not even talking about like circling them around or coming from behind or coming from above. Just when they're facing off and they're fighting, they're not going to be exactly like this. They'll be like this and shit, right? Just because that's just the way space is. You're not going to be orientated the exact same way because it doesn't matter. So there's that. But what I find fascinating about this is The gunfire is heating up the air around them, which is going to change the wind. It's going to cause an updraft, like you said. So I've never, in all the fucking space, I've seen like millions of fucking, maybe not millions, but you know what I mean. I've seen a shit ton, an ass load, a fucking massive ass load of sci-fi battles. I've never seen anybody take something like that into account. That's really fascinating. That's thinking outside the box. And you should always try to do that when you do a science fiction battle or a fantasy battle. Think outside the box. Bring something new that you've never seen before. I wish I had thought of this. This is a great idea. They're running after all this. He's mad in the motherfucker. Oh shit. Well, that can't be good. Are you talking back to me again, minion? Shut the fuck up. Never mind, sir. Yeah, fuck. Get the fuck out. Oh, they miss. They're incompetent. Like, people miss a battle, asshole. Now that shit's funny. Whoops. Nicely played. I'm scared. Did they zoom in on this motherfucker? Like I said, it's unadulterated horse shit. But within the context of science they knew at the time, it's fine. Damn. Yep. Go change your pants. He was never going to listen to you, man. I'm going to pause this. This is not an uncommon idea. And it's not without its validity. Going back to World War II again. The old generals, the ones with all the experience, were fighting World War II the way World War I was fought. Or they were planning to fight World War II the way World War I was fought. So you had the French generals who had this massive wall. So there's a wall between France and Germany. So they'll never be able to get through this wall. This wall would have been unbeatable in World War I. Like, you would never got past the wall. Like, this is where the enemy stops, and they're just going to all die right here in front of this wall. They're never going to get past the wall. And it would take them way too fucking long to go through the other countries. Luxembourg and Belgium and Antwerp and all this shit. So, Antwerp's not a country, you know what I mean. So it'd take them too long to go around. We would see it coming. It would take them months to get through there. So we'd see, the French would see it coming. So we're going to win this war. We'll put the majority of our army here, and then we've got the wall down here, and they can't fuck with us. That's great in World War I. This is a different time. It's a different war. So these generals, with all this vast amount of experience, 34 years of experience, were wrong because they were old and they were thinking in outdated ways. Because the battlefield changed. There was a game changer. Shit had changed. New technology meant we would never fight a war like World War I again. They couldn't grasp that. There may have been some young officers who were young and upcoming, who weren't in World War I, who were thinking about what is the situation like today, who knew better than those old generals. And they were probably ignored when they raised complaints. So that's the valid part of all this. But if we were to say, okay, let's just make technology static for a minute, then the general or the admiral with the 30 to 40 years experience is going to be right every time because they've seen it all. They've seen it all. The only time, like I said, the exception being when technology changes. So this idea that the younger officer knows more than the person who's been in 1,000 battles, has been doing this for 40 years and worked himself all the way up the ranks to get to where he is. He's seen it all from every level, from every rank. To think that this young buck knows more than him is massive arrogance. It's massive arrogance. And just because you're right doesn't make you right. Just because you're right in this one situation doesn't mean you're always right. They could have easily just got themselves killed too. If he was wrong and they went up there, they'd have been shot and just, I guess the fleet had pulled back a little bit further than they thought they were going to because they knew the plane was going to blow up, right? But if he had been wrong, they would have died because of his actions. So I guess what I'm saying is you can be right in a situational way and still be wrong. The military can't function like this when you have the underlings thinking they know more than the people who've been around it. So, I just think it's a dangerous idea. I get where they're coming from, and again, it's more relatable. Nobody likes the old 40-year veteran asshole who won't listen to the young smart people. And this is a show directed towards young people, I'm sure, right? I guess because I'm old, I'm related to them. But look, the guy's an idiot. I'm not saying the admiral's right, or I'm not saying he's not an idiot. I'm just saying, in general, it's a very dangerous idea, man, especially in the military. Not so bad in corporate, because what's the worst thing that's happening in the corporate world? You'll lose some profits. It's not life or death. When it's life or death, you cannot have too many cooks in the kitchen. You have to have one voice. So,
部分と呼ぶにはあまりにも偶然性が強い。
damn, what a dick. Those look like Star Wars uniforms. Clearly inspired. I mean, come on, let's be real. I was like, what the hell is this? Okay, I get it. Yeah, we get it. I paused it again. What's interesting about that? Yeah, I really like this. Is a great writing touch they did here. The losing side is like, well, we only lost because of weather. But I bet on the other side they're saying it was heaven's will, right? When in reality, and this part because of politics of the situation, he's like, nah, it was luck. It wasn't nothing about heaven. You got lucky, motherfucker. So one side's saying bad luck, the other side's saying good luck. They kind of are both seen it the same way. You know? That's a very nice writing touch. Funny how we're still using paper. He just mentions paper being a valuable resource. I mean, these bitches could just emailed. These fucking idiots. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. He's been beaten down by time. If you're intimidated. Dick. In writing, you know, when you have military situations, you have commanders, you have to have the minion that the person talks to so we know what the commander's thinking. He's not just going to say it out loud, this is what I'm doing, to an empty room, right? So you have to have the minion who questions them. But man, that's not how it works in real military. I'm not saying I wasn't in the military. I'm definitely one year. I couldn't go. But Dad was. So I heard a lot about it. It's not how it works, man. Jesus. I don't blame him. We're about to die. Fuck it, right? God damn. Jesus Christ, man. He wasn't talking about the hologram. He's talking about the real woman, asshole. Jesus. Moron. I saw them titties, by the way. Very quick, low flash. I see that. Well, this is unproductive. Man, this motherfucker getting rolled. Oh, shit. Who wants their ass shot next, motherfucker? Doing a lot of visual storytelling, which I really like, of course. How dare he? Advance! It's your job, motherfucker. But sir, my mustache objects. Man, I'm telling these minions be questioning shit. You gotta rule your ship with an iron fist. Don't they have shifts? Like, 3 shifts, 8 hours on, 16 hours off? Like, why is this motherfucker tired?
帝国軍の中にもごちゃごちゃとした不協和音があるってことさ。
I don't know. That's a pretty big leap for him, having no information. You know, I would just assume it's some kind of massive trap, especially since it's led by the guy you're scared of, right? No way would I assume it's just bait. I know the old man's gonna be proven wrong. I'm just saying, man. You have to have military discipline.
艦隊。敵艦隊が射程距離に入り次第攻撃を開始せよ。前方左翼艦隊の被害は考慮に入れずともよ。このままでは何
How dare he?
何を考えている会話に腹をさらし、まるで撃ってくれと言わんばかりではないか。何かあるに違いない。
Exactly. That's what I'd be thinking too.
今攻撃するんだ。
Everybody's scared to do something.
攻撃開始だ。それではおとりになったのはむしろ我々本体ではないか。
That's right, motherfucker. Then they cut to him looking smug. One person's getting clocked.
軍中が責任を回避せぬ。あの小僧に救援は今更頼めん。
This is making less sense to me. Let me pause this shit. It's a soldier's job to be sacrificed. That's in the job description. That's why a lot of people don't sign up for the military. That's what it is. Hold this hill, no matter what. That's what we talk about, you know, a hill to die on. That's where it comes from, right? Hold this hill no matter what. So if you tell him to hold this hill no matter what in the face of an overwhelming enemy, when the soldier receives that order, he knows he's going to die. That's it. He's dead. He's been ordered to stand there and die. Because you're buying valuable time. By holding that hill, you're preventing the forces from coming further, and you're allowing your brothers in arms time to entrench or to retreat or whatever it is they need to do, which is the reason why you're delaying the enemy. Whatever it is. Say there's fucking an entire division of troops who are wounded, they're out of supplies, like they don't have any bullets left, and they need to be fucking pulled out before they're destroyed. If you don't hold that hill, the enemy comes and wipes out an entire fucking division. Instead, your squad or your platoon gets wiped out, but the division is saved because they have time to retreat. So, by holding that fucking hill, you saved all these other lives. If the commander didn't order you to hold that hill, an entire division's worth of people die. 20,000 people are 20,000 people are dead instead of 40 or 100. You see what I mean? Like 100 lives versus 20,000. Well, dead or captured. They wouldn't be completely destroyed, but you know what I'm saying. Now, the person being given the order, the commander doesn't have time to tell him, hold this hill, and if you do that, you're going to save 20,000 lives. He doesn't have time. Fucking battlefield communication is a very touch-and-go thing. You know, a lot of times, like, the orders only come half through and shit, you know, so they have to be as concise as possible. Hold the hill, no matter what. Boom. The guy being given that command, he doesn't know why he's supposed to fucking hold that hill. He assumes, and he trusts the motherfucker, and he assumes he's given up his life for something. He'll die, and he'll never know that he saved 20,000 lives by dying. He'll never know. But he trusts his commanding officer. That's why you have to have the trust. You have to have the mutual respect. You have to have trust. Because if he didn't trust the commanding officer, he would fucking pull out and he'd leave. Right? Now, that's kind of the situation going on here. They don't trust each other for obvious reasons. But I'm just saying, in general, that situation. Now, say the enemy is coming in, they're going to take the hill, they meet resistance. Meanwhile, they've got a flank that's being disintegrated over here, 30 miles to the east. And so their commander says, fuck that hill, and we don't know what's behind the hill anyway. We don't give a shit. Fuck that hill. You need to fucking get over here to the east and save your brothers before they get completely destroyed. And so the enemy withdraws. They go over there, and they handle this problem over here. So this man has been ordered to hold this hill, knowing he's going to die. All of a sudden, the enemy was going to completely overwhelm the hill and kill him. They leave. They're gone. So why is that? So the premise of this movie is that man who's been ordered to hold the hill, now he's no longer part of the army. They were ordered to hold the hill, and then the enemy withdrew and didn't kill them. So you're telling me because they didn't get killed, all of a sudden they're not part of the army anymore? That makes no fucking sense. And I realize there are cultural differences, and the way they did military discipline in Japan is very different. Yeah, I acknowledge that. They have a different way of doing things. I understand that. Maybe that's what's going on here. But To me, if the battlefield circumstances change and you've been ordered to sacrifice your life and then you actually don't die, you don't just suddenly, oh, well, we can do whatever we want now. Fuck him. He ordered me to die, so fuck him. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of variables here, but like they just make this as just a blanket statement. Yeah, the guy knows he was ordered to die, but it wasn't like he was ordered to hit the self-destruct for no fucking reason. Oh, your entire group hit the self-destruct right now, even though there's no enemy around. That's not what happened here. He was ordered to do something, and it actually worked because he's brilliant, but like that means there was a chance for it to work. That means it was not guaranteed to die, unlike the scenario I gave, where you were guaranteed to die. There's no way your 100 men could hold out against this division of 20,000 people, right? You're there to buy time. So I completely reject this premise of, because we were ordered into a very dangerous situation where we're probably going to die, now we never have to follow the orders again. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't buy it. But again, not only cultural differences, but like this is a future society. We don't know how they've evolved. And plus, they've been at war for 150 years. So they could just have a completely different philosophy. I'm kind of talking myself into this now because like things they're not here in the 21st century. I assume it's a couple thousand years in the future. And I guess maybe they've evolved different ideas and different morals and different situations. So maybe they don't see it that way, but I don't know. I feel like some things are universal. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's bad writing. I'm just saying I don't get it. That's all I'm saying. That's right. Do the right thing, asshole.
我々を助けようというのか。あの小僧騎兵隊を気取り寄って。
Brat. Yeah.
年前レグニッツァの時ももっと強く司令官を説得していればあんなに
Man, it wouldn't matter what you said. I get what he's saying. It wouldn't matter how forceful you were. He would just have you thrown in chains, man.
まあそれでもこの作戦やってみてもいい。
That's what he's planning on. He's thinking the general the other guy, the blondie, will ignore him because he knows it's a diversion. So they'll be the only ones to survive. That's what he's counting on. Ignore this obvious ruse. Let's destroy the rest of the fleet. These numbers are ridiculous. You fucking coward. Oh, they have actual fighters too. I was wondering about that. It's also interesting they're letting the music carry the water rather than sound effects, which is definitely easier in editing, right? You just drop a music track, drop that beat, and then you're done, right? But I think it's an aesthetic choice. That's right. Sit down like the fool you are. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oops. Sir, I think they're trying to fuck. Sink. Did he just say sink? If we sink their ship. Like, what the hell is he talking about? Oh, he's so sleepy. Follow my orders, bitch. Shut the fuck up, minion. I know he's commander of the ship, but still. I'm relieving you of command. Nicely played. This fucking idiot slept through the whole fucking battle. I'm really in these battles for the champagne. The after battle champagne's the best. Think Lucas scared Suez? I doubt it. Jesus. This motherfucker.
今日はうまい紅茶を飲みたいだけです。一人でね。
Yeah, so I reject your respect, apparently.
だがもう一人、無視できぬ者が現れた。
Yep, this time it's personal. So now they know each other's name. I guess that makes it more personal.
やめろ。レン
Fantastic. I mean, it's a little on the nose, but, I'll take it. That was really good. That was really good. The writing was fantastic. Obviously, the animation leaves a lot to be desired, but, it is what it is. You take it as it comes. It'd be like bitching about a black and white movie because it's black and white. Like, the fuck are you doing? So, that's fine. The writing was fantastic. Couple things. I'm wondering if that's just a translation. Talking about let's sink their battleship. I mean, sink what? That's got to be a translation. There's no way the original writer did that. So, I think the translator's a fucking idiot. So I'll blame it on that. But this is just like I said. This is just the beginning. I have a feeling Classicer had me doing this for a while. There's going to be the second movie in this series will be the other movie I do for him this month. So that's coming soon. And then I have a feeling that after that he's going to have me doing the series. So, I'm into it so far, man. We'll see how much. We'll see how far they can take this. Because I have a feeling it's just the beginning of the world building. Because I have a lot of world building questions, but those are the kind of things I think are going to be answered as we move along.